Welcome to Brave Voice English. Listen, read, and learn English with short stories. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin.
The Kind Stranger. The early morning mist curled softly through the narrow streets of Elmwood, a small town nestled between rolling hills and thick forests. The world was quiet, except for the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of birds awakening to the new day. Clara pulled her coat tightly around her slender frame as she stepped onto the cobblestone path that led to the town square. The weight of the past few weeks pressed heavily on her shoulders. Since losing her job at the bakery, money had grown scarce, and every day felt like a struggle just to keep going. Today was no different. As she walked, Clara clutched the small bundle of belongings she had managed to pack: a few worn clothes, a loaf of bread, and a letter from her landlord reminding her that rent was overdue. Her heart pounded with anxiety. She didn't know where to turn next. The town square was already beginning to fill with life. Vendors arranged their stalls, children played nearby, and the scent of fresh coffee mingled with the crisp morning air. Clara paused near the fountain, watching as people moved about with purpose and ease, a stark contrast to how lost she felt inside. She sat down on a nearby bench, folding her hands tightly in her lap, trying to hold back the tears threatening to fall. It was then that she noticed an elderly man approaching. He walked slowly, leaning slightly on a cane, his eyes kind beneath thick, white eyebrows. "Good morning," he said softly, offering a gentle smile. Clara nodded but didn't respond. She didn't want to explain her troubles to a stranger. The man sat down beside her. "You look troubled, young lady. Is there something I can help with?" She hesitated, then sighed. I've lost my job. I'm behind on rent. I don't know how I'll manage." The man's eyes softened. Sometimes, life gives us burdens heavier than we can carry alone. But there is always help if we look closely. He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a small, worn notebook. "Here," he said, handing it to her. "This belonged to my daughter. She used to write little notes of encouragement in it. Maybe it will help you too." Clara took the notebook, surprised and touched by the gesture. She opened it carefully and found pages filled with simple, hopeful messages. Every day is a new chance. Kindness is never wasted. Even the darkest night ends with dawn. Tears spilled down Clara's cheeks as she read. The kindness of this stranger, so unexpected and genuine, brought warmth to her cold and worried heart. "I don't even know your name," she said softly. "I'm Samuel," he replied. "And sometimes, all we need is a little faith in ourselves and in others." Over the next few days, Clara found herself visiting the town square more often, hoping to see Samuel again. Each time, he greeted her with a smile and a new note from the notebook. His words gave her strength to keep trying. One afternoon, as Clara was leaving the market, she saw a help-wanted sign in the window of a small cafe. Nervously, she stepped inside and asked the owner about the job. To her surprise, the owner welcomed her warmly and offered her a position as a barista. With renewed hope, Clara began working at the cafe, slowly rebuilding her life. She saved enough to pay her rent and even help her neighbors from time to time. One day, she found a small bouquet of wildflowers left on her doorstep, with a note, "For your kindness to the world. S." Clara smiled, realizing that the kindness Samuel had shown her was now flowing back into the town through her. The kindness of a stranger had changed everything, not just for Clara, but for everyone she touched. And in that little town of Elmwood, hope blossomed anew.